Cassandra Peterson's story begins far from the glitter of Hollywood, in the modest surroundings of Kansas, where she was born in 1951. Growing up in a small town, she never imagined that she would one day become one of the most recognizable figures in entertainment history. Like many young dreamers, she was captivated by the magic of film and television, and by her teenage years, she was already drawn to performance, music, and the allure of stardom. Yet her journey was anything but easy or straightforward. Cassandra's early years were marked by perseverance, resourcefulness, and an unshakable determination to carve out her place in a world that often overlooked women who didn't fit a conventional mold. Those formative experiences gave her the resilience that would later define her career, preparing her to embrace opportunities, overcome setbacks, and ultimately create a character who would transcend generations. Building a career in show business. Before the world knew her as Elvira, Cassandra Peterson tried her hand at different avenues within entertainment. As a young woman, she pursued opportunities in music and dance, even working in Las Vegas as a showgirl, where she shared the stage with legendary performers. This period of her life taught her not only the art of performance, but also the discipline and endurance required to succeed in the industry. Later, she explored acting roles, taking on parts in films and television, though often modest ones. For years, she worked tirelessly, building her resume while honing her sharp wit and theatrical presence. Her path was winding and filled with obstacles, but it was this combination of experiences, from stage lights in Vegas to auditions in Hollywood, that provided her with the unique skill set she would one day pour into Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. The birth of an icon. Cassandra's breakthrough came in 1981 when she was chosen to host Movie Macabre, a weekly late-night television show airing in Los Angeles that showcased campy, low-budget horror films. To stand out, she crafted a character that would become a sensation: Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. With her towering black beehive wig, dramatic makeup, plunging neckline dress, and a sense of humor that combined flirtatious charm with razor-sharp wit, Elvira was unlike anything audiences had seen before. The combination of Gothic theatrics and comedy gave Cassandra's creation instant appeal, and viewers quickly tuned in not just for the movies, but to hear Elvira's running commentary. She transformed what could have been a simple hosting gig into a full-fledged persona. And before long, Elvira was no longer just a character on late-night television. She was a cultural phenomenon who redefined horror entertainment with humor, charisma, and camp. Redefining horror entertainment in the 1980s. The 1980s were a decade defined by bold personalities and unique cultural shifts, and Elvira fit perfectly into that landscape. At a time when horror often took itself very seriously, Cassandra Peterson introduced something different: comedy that celebrated the absurdity of low-budget horror while still showing affection for the genre. Elvira's playful one-liners, double entendres, and campy delivery gave audiences permission to laugh with the films rather than at them. What made this work was Cassandra's performance. She wasn't mocking the material from a distance, she was immersed in it, embracing the silliness and amplifying it with her own theatrical style. This approach resonated with audiences who were ready for something new. And almost overnight, Elvira became a pop culture staple, appearing not only on Movie Macabre, but also in commercials, comic books, and Halloween specials. By merging Gothic imagery with humor, Cassandra built a bridge between horror fans and mainstream audiences, ensuring that Elvira would become a household name. From television to film stardom, the character's popularity soon expanded beyond television. In 1988, Cassandra starred in Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, a feature film that brought her persona to the big screen. The movie encapsulated everything fans loved about Elvira: her quick wit, her daring style, and her ability to turn even the most ordinary situation into a comedic spectacle. While it wasn't a blockbuster in its time, the film developed a cult following that has endured for decades, further solidifying Elvira's place in entertainment history. Cassandra would later return to the role in sequels, specials, and even video games, ensuring that Elvira remained relevant across multiple mediums. Beyond the films, Elvira's image appeared on merchandise ranging from costumes to pinball machines, making her one of the few characters to successfully transition from television host to enduring global brand. A Halloween staple and cultural symbol, perhaps one of the greatest testaments to Elvira's lasting impact is her association with Halloween. For decades, Cassandra Peterson's alter ego has been synonymous with the holiday, becoming as iconic as jack-o'-lanterns, costumes, and haunted houses. Every October, Elvira's image resurfaces in television specials, advertisements, and fan celebrations, making her a timeless figure in the seasonal landscape. What makes this enduring association so remarkable is that it was not built overnight. It was the product of Cassandra's careful cultivation of her character and her ability to connect with audiences year after year. Fans didn't just see Elvira as a one-dimensional persona. They saw her as part of the fun, campy spirit of Halloween itself, ensuring that Cassandra's creation would always hold a place in the cultural imagination. Resilience behind the persona. While Elvira was larger than life, Cassandra Peterson's own journey behind the scenes was defined by resilience and determination. In her 2021 memoir, Yours Cruelly, Elvira, she offered a candid and intimate look at her life beyond the Gothic costume. She spoke about her small-town upbringing, her time in Hollywood, and the challenges she faced in an industry that was often unkind, particularly to women carving their own path. She revealed moments of struggle, rejection, and reinvention, but also moments of triumph that came from never giving up on her creative vision. For fans, the memoir was a revelation. Not only did it provide rare insight into her personal story, but it also highlighted the strength required to sustain a decades-long career in entertainment. By sharing her truth, Cassandra gave her audience more than just entertainment. She gave them inspiration to persevere, embrace individuality, and pursue passions with courage. Embracing authenticity in later life. Now in her late 60s, Cassandra Peterson continues to thrive both as Elvira and as herself. While she occasionally reprises the iconic character for special events, conventions, and Halloween celebrations, she has also embraced stepping into the spotlight as Cassandra, showing the world the woman behind the black wig and bold makeup. This transition has been inspiring in its own right, as she demonstrates that one can celebrate a beloved character while also being true to one's authentic self. Her confidence, warmth, and ability to connect with audiences without relying solely on Elvira's image have only deepened the admiration fans feel for her. By being open about her life, her struggles, and her triumphs, Cassandra has built a legacy that transcends a single role, proving that reinvention is not about leaving something behind, but about expanding one's story. Inspiring a new generation of fans, Cassandra Peterson's influence continues to inspire both longtime admirers and new generations who discover Elvira through streaming platforms, social media, and fan communities. Younger fans who may not have grown up watching Movie Macabre or her 1988 film still find joy in her humor, her unapologetic individuality, and her fearless embrace of camp. For aspiring performers and creators, Cassandra's journey is a blueprint for how to build a career rooted in resilience, creativity, and reinvention. She has shown that legends are not created overnight, but through consistent dedication to one's craft and the willingness to take risks. Whether through her character or her authentic self, Cassandra encourages fans to embrace their uniqueness and to see individuality as a source of strength rather than limitation. A legacy of humor, horror, and heart. Looking back on Cassandra Peterson's career, it becomes clear that her legacy is not confined to her creation of Elvira, but extends to the values she embodies. She redefined horror entertainment by infusing it with humor and heart. She broke boundaries in fashion and performance, and she inspired countless fans by showing that authenticity is the true source of longevity. From her small-town roots to her status as a cultural icon, Cassandra's journey is one of resilience, reinvention, and bold creativity. Whether she is in the signature black dress or presenting herself as Cassandra, she remains an enduring symbol of empowerment, showing that legends are made not only through characters, but through the courage to be authentic. Conclusion: Mistress of the Dark, Queen of Reinvention. Cassandra Peterson, famously known as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, has proven that true icons are not defined by a single moment, but by a lifetime of creativity and reinvention. At 69, she stands as both a beloved character and a remarkable woman, admired not only for her Gothic persona, but for the resilience, intelligence, and authenticity that brought it to life. Her story reminds us that legends endure not just because they capture imaginations, but because they inspire people to embrace who they are without apology. Cassandra Peterson's legacy is not only about horror or humor, it is about proving that authenticity, resilience, and passion will always outshine trends, and that true icons never fade. They evolve.